All narcissists cheat. No matter what, all narcissists cheat. They rob you of your hopes and your dreams. They rob you of you physically. They rob you of who you're actually with. Like, you need to understand, narcissists cheat. Narcissists don't operate in the same rules and the same reality that you do. So oftentimes you're looking at life with these different morals, the different rules, the different ideas that shape your framework of how you live. This isn't good. Person shouldn't cheat. This isn't good. Someone shouldn't lie. This isn't good. Someone shouldn't go out and be with someone else. Like, you're gonna have different rules and perspectives that you have, that you were raised with, that you came to on your own, and that you decided based on your life circumstances. Narcissists don't live in the same reality as you. They don't operate in the same frame. They don't operate in the same mindset. So there's a lot of times that people get frustrated because they're like, I just don't understand how you could cheat. Well, yeah, that's because you're putting your logic on another person. It doesn't work that way. Like, you're like, hey, my favorite color is blue, and the other person goes out and gets pink, and you're like, I just don't understand why he doesn't like blue. Well, because he's a different person, and he actually doesn't care about blue. He only cares about pink. Like, you need to understand, it's only based on what he wants. It's only based on that perspective. And so many times people are trying to take their morals, their logic, their ideas, and place them on the narcissist and be like, it doesn't make sense. Why would he cheat on me when I've given him everything? Well, that's because you're looking at it from your frame of reference. You're not looking from a narcissist who's not willing to get deep emotionally. He's not willing to connect with you, and he's willing to look for someone else just to make himself feel better, because then he has more supply that doesn't know him. He's able to pull the wool over their eyes and continue moving forward. All narcissists cheat. People hate this when I say this, because there's always like one person in the back of the room is like, excuse me, my narcissist didn't cheat. I want to be like, okay, how many years did you waste with the toxic person? Okay, well, he cheated you out of those years. He cheated you out of the time that you actually had. Maybe he didn't physically cheat on you. Maybe he didn't emotionally cheat on you. Maybe he wasn't just cheating and like triangulating with the other people. Like, there's so many different ways that a narcissist cheats. Now, the thing is, like, are you going to deal with the semantics of the question, or are you just going to understand you're in a toxic relationship? Like, are you going to be frustrated with like, but he didn't actually cheat, or I didn't actually catch him, or I didn't actually have proof? Okay, throw that out and let's actually talk about what was living conditions with the toxic person. Like, how did you actually show up? Did you have this anxiety? Did you have the stress? Did you have the stuff that was affecting your body with autoimmune disease, hair loss, with gut health, with all different things where you couldn't sleep, where you lost a ton of weight, where you gained a ton of weight, all because of being in the stressful environment? Then all of a sudden you're out of the relationship and it starts to balance out in a different way that you've never experienced before. It's because of the stuff that was actually going on. Like, let's talk about how the quality of life, how it affected your work-life balance because you were distracted at work, because you was constantly blowing up your phone. You felt like it was sweet at first, but then it's like, hey, he's getting frustrated because you didn't respond immediately when you were in a meeting. There's all different types of levels, and there's all different aspects that this happens. But I need you to understand, narcissists cheat. They oftentimes cheat relationship-wise. They oftentimes will cheat on you with someone else, because it's a high, because it's a fun thing to do, because they're like, hey, this would be awesome if I could get away from this. Hey, this would be awesome if I had another supply telling me that I was so amazing. Hey, this would be awesome if I had 3 supplies at the same time telling me that I was amazing. All these different things. It's like, how do I get the attention and validation like all the time? That's what the narcissist is looking for. So narcissists cheat. Does that make sense? Because I need you to actually see this from another perspective. You're only going to look at it from your perspective. You're only going to look at it from, well, he didn't do it. Okay? Like, is that what you want to like put your flag on and say, this is okay for me to stay in this toxic abusive relationship because he didn't actually physically cheat? You might be coming from a frame of Christianity. Like, you might be coming from a place of Christian. Well, I don't have the justification because he didn't cheat on me, so I can't leave him. But he's been mentally and emotionally abusing you for years. But you don't view that as being a big enough issue, because a lot of times in mainstream Christianity, like that's not a huge deal. Like we don't really talk about therapy. Like, we don't really talk about psychology. We don't really talk about, because that doesn't matter. You just need to trust God more. You need to get out of the like you need to like fix yourself. You need to work on X, Y, and Z. You need to pray more. You know, all these things are going to get thrown at you, but you're like, well, he didn't physically cheat, so I can't leave. That's not true. Okay, you need to understand this is not true. And you study this to actually be able to see, okay, what do you actually believe? Because otherwise this person is going to continue to rob you out of the rest of your life and not care that you're stuck in this relationship. He's going to know you're trapped and you can't leave. And as a result, he's going to have his cake and eat it too. Once a narcissist knows that you will never leave because he hasn't cheated, then he'll never cheat and he'll never admit it. Like, he'll never get to the place that he actually tells you that it's happened, or he'll never physically do it, but he'll do it in so many other ways that you'd be like, but I can't leave because he actually didn't physically have sex with someone. Are you willing to hang your hat on that and your kids on that? Because majority of the time, like, it will wreck your marriage, it will wreck your life for a long period of time if you're only looking at semantics of like, well, he didn't actually have sex with this woman, so I guess I need to stay because I can't actually leave because my faith doesn't allow it. I think you need to relook at your faith and you need to relook at what you actually believe, because you're probably ascribing to a religion, not a connection to God, not a connection to someone that actually wants to bring people together and not have this separation of how he's actually treating you and how it's destroying you and your family. Like, that's not what he wants. But so many times people will be too worried about the semantics of, no, my narcissist didn't cheat, or I didn't catch him cheating, or I don't have proof. Then let's look at all the other evidence. All narcissists cheat. It just depends on if you catch them, or depends on what style it is. But they're still going to do it because they're going to do the things that they want to do in the moment. That's what you need to understand. If you need help with this in dealing with the cheating, in dealing with how to actually understand what's been going on, please reach out. Go to rawmotivations.com today.